The most important lesson I will learn is not to force anything, whether it be conversation, friendship, caring relationship, or love. Things imposed on others are not good. What flows will flow, and what fails will fail. It was difficult, but I learned to recover and move on without anyone, the one I thought would be in my life forever. This is just one of the many lessons we have learned over time, and here, in this video, I'm going to share the main experiences of a wise and experienced person and his mistakes, so you don't have to do the same thing, or do his successes, so you can be inspired. After all, an experienced person is a witness to many dawn and rumble across the sea of life. And I hope the following words can comfort you with peace and wisdom. Let's start by knowing that we are good people, and not seeking to destroy the peace of other people's lives. I can't take it away from you. Your conscience is priceless and the foundation of your happiness. Therefore, for every conscious action you take, always consider what will continue to spin in your mind, because this is the foundation of your conscience and inner strength, no matter how much negative energy they try to throw at you. Life is such a good teacher. So if you don't learn from it, you will repeat it. So try to learn from other people's mistakes. That will be a less painful and more efficient road. Don't be afraid to lose someone who feels lucky without you. Some people try to scare you just because they are afraid. You will realize your true potential and accomplish things that they don't have the courage to try. Choose your life partner with your heart, because that decision will determine 90% of your happiness or sadness. When someone helps you and you are going through a difficult situation, this is not only help, but also love. I must stay away from what I want in my life, because I know it hurts me. That is the most beautiful self-love show I have given myself. It is never too late to embark on a new journey by experiencing a new story or building a new dream. I stopped pursuing life a long time ago because I realized that life knew exactly where I was at peace of mind. When you decide to break the bonds that have no additional effect on your life, you start. Here I'm going to mention some of the lessons I've learned from interacting with so many other people that have made me reflect on who I want to spend my time with. And when I realized that I was just being used. Give so, but don't let others take advantage of you. Love, but don't let others abuse your heart. Trust me, but don't be naive. Listen, but don't lose your voice. This balance may seem complicated, but in fact it is very simple. As you get older, it becomes more and more obvious who you should spend time with. Maybe you already know the answer because it already exists in your heart, in your deepest intuition. So use those perceptions and wisdom. Some people, when they see that they can't match, let alone surpass, you will try to demonize your ugliness. It's called jealousy. It was difficult, but eventually I realized that people I never hurt have hurt me many times, and people don't realize everything you do for them until you stop doing it. Another important lesson, an important part of our personal development, is how we should cherish the trust of those who deserve it. If you succeed in deceiving someone, it doesn't mean that the person is stupid. This means that they believe in you more than you think, love. There is friendship and light. Almost. What hardly exists are people who have the ability to play. And the role of this role, when you fail with me, make sure I don't need you anymore. Draw strength from everything that bothers you. According to research cases, if something is not in your mind, it will not appear in your life. Karma is not the vengeance of the universe, but the reflection of your actions. So worry more about what you give than what you will naturally get. As time goes by, you will live the life you have always wanted, because happy people are dedicated to building their own world, while unhappy people blame the whole world. For all the mistakes in their lives, there is no reason. For a person who has thousands of opportunities to do the right thing and choose to keep doing wrong. Learn to set boundaries, because all allowed things will unfortunately not be repeated. If you think others will do what you do for them, you'll be disappointed. When dealing with people who have plenty of opportunities to make the right decisions, but it is important to choose a different path, recognizing that there is no justification for this behavior. The ability to make ethical choices and correct mistakes exists in all of us, and those who constantly choose the wrong path, which shows indifference to fundamental values. So if you're in a hole, the most important thing you should do is stop digging. In this case, the importance of setting boundaries is obvious. Principle building patterns that allow someone to repeatedly break limits or ignore moral principles can be dangerous, because you set clear boundaries that do not allow your deviant behavior. Defend your own values and respect the integrity of your relationship. All permissible things, especially when violating your principles, create an environment conducive to the recurrence of this behavior. The concept of reciprocity is also important. It is natural to expect others to treat you the way you treat others, but it is important to realize that not all people have the same ethics or are willing to act in an equal way. Pinning this hope on the behavior of others can lead to disappointment, because everyone has their own way of interacting with the world. When you realize that people only understand from their own perceptual level, don't give any more explanations. And don't abuse good people. They may forgive you hundreds of times, but when they are tired and decide to leave, they will never come back. Worry will not take away tomorrow's troubles, but steal today's peace. Immediately keep a distance from those who will only be around you when you have something to offer. In addressing concerns, it is important to understand that the problems anticipated for the future do not solve them. On the contrary, the constant worry about tomorrow can become an emotional burden, depriving the present of peace and balance. It is important to realize that many of the problems that plague us may never happen, and consuming too much mental energy for this will only increase anxiety at the same time. It is very important to choose your friends carefully. People who are around you only when you have something to offer but disappear in difficult circumstances reveal a pattern of relationships seeking personal gain. Connecting these connections is usually superficial and based on interests. And it is wise to keep a distance from such relationships, because they can be a source of stress and disappointment. Who let you down once will let you down 1,000 times. If you fall in love with two people, choose the second one, because if you really fall in love with the first one, you won't fall in love with the second one. When you play with children, the advice they win comes only from those who are where you want to go, because they are always new opportunities, new jobs, new loves, new friendships, but never new lives. When you embrace solitude, there will be no waste. It's hard to fall in love with someone again. When someone lets you into his soul, don't forget to take off your shoes, because it is a sacred place. The less sex you have, the more inspiration you will have to create and use your talent in your passion. As an adult, you should live like a young man, give advice like parents, and never stop dreaming like children. And if no one wants to accompany you, go by yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about meeting people along the way. Somewhere in the world, there is a person who dreams of having the life you have. Be thankful and help you create a better world within your power. Never regret having a kind heart. Remember that all good things will come back exponentially. By acknowledging that there are people somewhere in the world who want the life we have. We are reminded of the importance of gratitude. The practice of gratitude involves consciously appreciating the blessings and positive experiences we have. This does not mean ignoring challenges, but focusing on the good things in our lives. Gratitude can not only improve a person's view of life, but also create a more positive attitude, which leads to happiness. The instruction of never regretting having a kind heart emphasizes the importance of staying kind. Even in the midst of challenge or disappointment, having a generous heart is a virtue, which not only benefits others but also contributes to one's own emotional happiness. While positive action can't be immediately acknowledged to have lasting effects, love it by loving it many times and thousands of times. And remember that your happiness depends only on one person. There is such a short time in your life that you will feel more lost than ever before. That moment is the beginning of meeting yourself. Think about it 20 times before you betray your friend. Then think about it 50 times and keep thinking about it. What is valuable in life may seem worthless until you lose it. And friends have immeasurable value. If a person has not experienced difficulties, he will not win. One person will win if you have experienced it and persevered. Gifts are not wrapped, but always in the hand giving gifts. Be like a supporting wolf in a group, and be strong in loneliness. What is in love with the soul cannot be taken away by memory. Inner peace begins on the day you decide not to let others control your emotions. No matter how you find other people's gardens, you'll never find the same flowers. Don't make permanent decisions because of temporary emotions. It is important to fight for life to suffer, enjoy it, and lose dignity to try again. If we are not afraid to face life, life is beautiful. Before complaining, look around and appreciate what you have. There is no shortage of time, only lack of interest. Because when the right person wants Leon Liming to be noon, Tuesday becomes Saturday, and that time becomes an opportunity. Priorities are often determined by the degree of motivation and commitment, and the term time shortage may be a subtle way to express the lack of priorities. When a person is really interested in something, no matter how busy their schedule is, they will make time for him. This shows the importance of determining and investing time in the right thing. It is important to express one's real priorities. This applies to everything, including interpersonal relationships. So look for people who give you priority. So which of these ideas do you like? Tell me in the comments. If you like this video, share it, and like to support this channel. Thank you.